Imagine waking up in the middle of the night to a strange voice talking to your child through the speaker of their bedroom security camera, or finding heavily armed police storming your home because a hacker called in a fake hostage situation using your exact address. Families install these devices to protect their children and property. However, security researchers have documented thousands of cases where these same cameras were hijacked and used to spy on the households they were meant to guard. This system access screen shows an unauthorized remote entry, a hallmark of an attack called credential stuffing. Credential stuffing is an automated process where hackers use lists of usernames and passwords stolen from one website to attempt to break into accounts on completely different services. If you use the same email and password for a generic shopping site that gets breached, criminals will buy that data and plug it into the login pages for security camera brands. If the credentials match, they can immediately view your private video feed. In nearly all of these hijacking cases, the victims failed to enable two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication, or 2FA, is a security layer requiring a secondary code, like an SMS, to log in. Without it, your digital security relies entirely on a single password. You can fix a weak password or enable a security setting, but the sense of control disappears when the threat originates from the corporation operating the cameras. In 2023, the Federal Trade Commission, the U.S. agency responsible for consumer protection, filed a lawsuit against Amazon's Ring division. Regulators found that for years, the company stored customer video recordings unencrypted on their cloud servers. This meant the footage was saved in a format that was easily readable by anyone with access to the server. This image showing a security alert on a bedroom feed illustrates the private spaces workers could view. Because of the lack of encryption, thousands of employees and third-party contractors were granted the ability to watch users' intimate home footage. The internal systems were so poorly monitored that the company could not accurately track who was viewing customer files. They were unable to determine exactly how many employees had inappropriately spied on users. It took a $5.8 million settlement and a federal order for the company to implement standard security protocols, such as making multi-factor authentication mandatory for all employees. Installing a smart camera requires trusting a corporation that historically prioritized rapid growth over basic data encryption, exposing families to the very employees selling them security. Digital control is even more fragile when considering how video files behave after they are supposedly deleted. When the FBI investigated the kidnapping of Savannah Guthrie's mother, they successfully pulled footage from her Nest doorbell camera. The investigation revealed that the camera did not have an active monthly subscription, and the homeowner believed it was disconnected. Despite this, investigators retrieved a video of a masked suspect at the door. Law enforcement accessed what is called back-end residual data. Back-end residual data refers to files that remain on corporate servers long after a user cancels a subscription or attempts to delete their account history. These archives provide an avenue for police access without homeowner consent. Ring admitted that in 2022, they handed over user footage to police without permission at least 11 times, citing emergency circumstances. The delete button is often a suggestion rather than a command. True ownership of the footage belongs to the server host, creating a permanent archive that functions as a backdoor for warrantless surveillance. These networks are expanding through marketing campaigns that present surveillance as a community benefit. During the Super Bowl, a Ring commercial pitched a new feature called Search Party to millions of viewers. The ad presented a helpful premise, using artificial intelligence to scan hundreds of private neighborhood cameras to find a missing dog. Privacy advocates point out that an infrastructure optimized to track an animal moving through a city is easily applied to tracking human beings. This technology is part of a growing ecosystem. The company continues to form partnerships with police tech firms like Axon, increasing the surveillance capabilities of local law enforcement without traditional judicial oversight. These doorbell cameras now form a privately owned national surveillance network that is normalized through marketing and heavily integrated into local law enforcement. You cannot stop a tech giant from updating its internal policies, but you can secure your own account against immediate external threats. Enable two-factor authentication on your camera accounts immediately. This screen shows a 2FA push notification for a login attempt. It is the most effective barrier against credential stuffing because a hacker cannot enter without a code from your physical phone. Audit the connected devices in your app's security settings. This image of an inbox flooded with security alerts demonstrates why you must monitor account activity and manually remove any unknown or old devices that still have access to your video feed. Finally, establish physical boundaries. If you have indoor cameras, unplug them when you are home, and carefully scrutinize any footage you choose to share on community apps. Personal safety should not require sacrificing your privacy. If you place a camera inside your home, you must ensure you are the only one controlling the feed.